and welcome to First Coast Living. I'm Jordan Wilkerson.
And I'm Mike Pringley. And if you've always thought there's something sweet about the month of September, you're right. It's National Honey Month.
Greg Harris is a local beekeeper expert and UNF Workshop Leader, and he's here to share some bee knowledge. Yes. And also, he brought us a little gift.
I know. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and bringing the gift.
Any chance to share some honey?
Yes, I can't wait to try it.
Yes, there's a lot of buzz in the studio. Tell us about why are bees so critical to our food supply?
Well, it's just honey itself. An interesting stat back in 2017, the average American consumes 1.8 pounds of honey. And a lot of that's in cooked goods and stuff, but raw honey as well. But also, of all the fruits and vegetables you see in the store, 7 out of 10 of them require pollination. And most of that pollination is actually done by honeybees. And a lot of people think that beekeepers make most of their money by selling honey, but when you look at the industry, it's selling their pollination services to everything from almonds to cucumbers.
That's so interesting. Well, let's talk about some of the benefits then of honey. We hear a lot of things, maybe they're myths, I'm not sure, helping with allergies. I mean, what can you tell us?
Well, it goes back for a lot of the old folk remedies and stuff. It's actually been proven recently. There's actually medical grade honey, because honey is a natural antibiotic. And there's a lot of people like my middle sister, she's an RN, a wound care nurse. And in a lot of wound care, they now use honey. But there's also some theories that if you have, like the honey that I make, it's raw, unfiltered. So in there, if you take out a microscope, you can actually see the pollen grains that are in the honey from where it's made. There's some thought that that might help some people with allergies. People argue both sides of that. And also there are people who they're trying to get refined sugar out of their diet. And like I have very few vices, one of which is coffee, and I like coffee a little sweet, but I always use honey in there as opposed to refined sugar.
Very good. I love all these facts. I can't get enough, Jordan. So tell us about some bee facts. I know we're wearing
I've got my earrings.
The yellow, you got the bee earrings.
You have a bee bow tie.
We have different types of bees in Florida that aren't black and yellow. They have different colors and all kinds of cool stuff. So tell us more about the bees.
That's right. I'll throw more numbers at you. Worldwide, there's like 20,000 different species of bees, and in North America, we have 4,000. But just, you can count them on one hand, the number of bees that make honey. And the rest of them are wild bees and pollinators that are out there. And some of them you can barely see. They look like ants. Some are actual native bumblebees or carpenter bees. They're really big. So you have both natives and the honeybees, which are actually not native to North America. They were brought from Europe. And there are different subspecies. Most of the ones you see in North America are Italians.
You know, we have Florida man in Florida. Are Florida bees different than other bees across the country?
They're a little bit. There's actually a trend that's been going the last few years of people have tried to stop colony loss. And one of it is getting bees that are best for your localized area. Because a lot of the things that new beekeepers especially will read about how to get up and running with honey and being a beekeeper, it's good for North Dakota, South Dakota, but our conditions are very different down here. Our bees never really hibernate. They will make brood all during the year, especially if you take good care of them. Or in other parts of the country, they'll go hibernate a little bit. Some people worry about Africanized bees. They have a few of those south of I-4. So they think a combination of climate and also the different flowers and things we have up here just aren't as conducive. So we really haven't seen them this far north yet.
Okay. And you brought some stuff with you here.
Yes.
I did.
Some more gifts. Tell us what, I see you're part of a beehive too.
Yeah, well, I get a lot of questions because I do the seminar at UNF. And I always jokingly tell people if they want to have an hour of their life, they'll never get back. If they're at a party, ask me about honey or bees, and I'll just chat away. People who are interested in getting started in beekeeping, whether you have 2 hives, I had 17 last year. It varies a little bit. But even as a small hobbyist beekeeper, you can produce a lot of different honey. Like I brought up, most of my hives I keep where I live in south part of Mandarin. And I also keep some bees with my in-laws who live right north of the Buckman Bridge, just 3 miles as the bee flies off of Scott Mill Road. And I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but if you look at those 2 jars up front, they're slightly different shades. So even when you make honey from the same period of time, same type of bees, even 3 miles away, they're slightly different. That's where, hyper-local honey, and a lot of people are looking for local honey. I was like, okay, well, my honey here might be different than somebody who's off of North Main, or there's even beekeepers here downtown that make some honey. It's slightly different.
Interesting. Well, this is all fascinating. We're running low on time, but if somebody wants to learn a little bit about your workshops or how to become a beekeeper, I mean, how do they get that information?
Well, locally, there's a Jacksonville Beekeepers Club, and for those in St. Johns County, there's also one there. That's a great place. Also, we're blessed in the state of Florida, University of Florida. They have basically a bee college that they do a couple times a year. You can even do it online, which is whether you're a beginner or you're a professional is good. And of course, I'm doing another one in October. UNF Olger Gardens. If you look on their Facebook page there, it'll announce. I do little workshops there. And if people have questions or want free samples of honey, please come by. I love talking to people about bees.
Wonderful.
Right. I'm ready to open my honey jar now and give it a little taste, so I can't wait here. And
okay, well then, do you want me to say this while you take a bite?
Yeah, while
All
I
right.
take a bite.
Well, you know that we'll have this segment again on our website if you want to see it, firstcoastliving.net. It's good?
Very good.